The elections continue to lead the world on in anticipation and curiosity. And it seems Bitcoin couldn't care less as it breaks $14,000, almost $14,200 as I start this video. What is next for Bitcoin? Even with a very high possibility of some type of retracement, Bitcoin truly, within the last couple years, has never looked so bullish. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe and like on the way in because we're getting ready to knock our way in to the bull markets probably in the coming months. So join along on this journey. Everyone, this is Bitcoin on the weekly chart. It is what it is. I'm probably going to keep talking about this because I love this macro chart even more now. I mean, we've been tracking it for years, and we've been tracking it since we got this breakout of the, this upper trend line. But now Bitcoin is attaining new heights that it has not attained in years, namely breaking the swing high powerfully on this weekly chart, breaking the swing high from last summer, 2019. And we know the story. Bull market high, lower high last summer. Was this going to be a lower high now? It's not. It is not. Bitcoin is just solidly above with weekly close now, above this swing high last summer. Now, I say this because this really lays the groundwork for these macro charts. It gives your brain all the context and data it needs to really, truly start switching on that bullish mindset. And that's kind of what's happening for me. And that is even with the fact and the possibility that Bitcoin from where it's at right now could drop 20%, maybe even a little bit more, down to the $11,000 area. We're trading above $14,000 as I say that. Everyone, this is Bitcoin. If you're new to Bitcoin, if you're new to the Bitcoin charts, especially as you watch this video, that's a really important thing that I want you to know. Don't get so wrapped up in the hype of it all, because what happens with Bitcoin, even on the way up, as it is right now, is it dips, right? It dips like this on the way up and maybe get some continuation. Dip again, 20% dip, 30% dip. I'm going to keep hammering in on that fact. And historically in Bitcoin, this is a weekly chart. Just back here was 2017, huge dip, right? And you can measure these dips over and over again. 40% dip, right? We have right here, we have a dip of almost 40%. And this just happens time and time again for Bitcoin on the way up. So please anticipate something like that on the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, this is where we are. We've talked about, I think actually last time I did the video almost, we were right around 70, right? Which still leaves a lot of room for our Bitcoin momentum on this oscillator to the upside. We know 80 and above is kind of that really, truly overbought territory for Bitcoin. We're not there yet. Bitcoin can truly test the bull market doors like never before getting this big retracement, this big dip that I'm talking about that is potentially in play. The bull market doors, as you know on this weekly chart, the bull market high to the bear market low, we are just knocking on the bull market doors. That is right around $16,000 down to $13,000 or so. And Bitcoin is in that huge resistance area, and we're approaching the overbought territory. We know what happened last time around, right? When Bitcoin was trying to make its way into the bull markets back in 2016 into 2017 at the same exact Fibonacci retracement. Bitcoin failed, right, at the upper trend line here. So if we look at what Bitcoin's doing now, Bitcoin could very well fail at the upper trend line of this Fibonacci retracement. So going back here, that would be up here around $16,000. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this weekly chart zoomed out, but I have to remind you, everyone, of the cycle shift that is before our eyes right now. It's incredibly important. I know we could spend all day here on a 4-hour chart zoomed in. We've been tracking these charts. We've been tracking it, as Bitcoin has been breaking out of these symmetrical triangles. I think I did a prediction video back here in September talking about Bitcoin really needing to test a key Fibonacci retracement on the short term. A prediction video saying we would test it Did not know if we'd break through, and we have. And this was our short-term bullish indicator. Bitcoin currently on the rise above $14,000 right now. And you can see another symmetrical triangle we most recently have been talking about. Last time I did a video, Bitcoin was right at the upper trend line here. We were talking about potential bounce for continuation. I said I'd be surprised if it happened. Guess what? Here we are. Bitcoin above $14,000, 14,500, 14,600 is a breakout target to the upside. Could that be where Bitcoin sees resistance and we get that dip potentially? So, but as I said, everyone, on the weekly chart, there is a lot of room to the upside. If you look at the momentum oscillator, historically, Bitcoin, you can just see going back, into the last bull run, Bitcoin really can get overbought in that overbought territory up around 90, currently only sitting at around 73. So a lot of room there. On the daily chart, please keep in mind, please be aware, please be mindful. We are overextended from the 50 moving average above 20% now. When we get into that 20+% overextension from the 50-day moving average, the blue line, you have to be careful. And so I'm kind of doing this video to really, the theme of my channel here on YouTube is expect nothing, anticipate everything, and that will set you up for the best possible scenario, the best possible accumulation methods. I don't trade. I buy the dips typically for Bitcoin, and on the way up, I enjoy it, right? And that's kind of what's happening right now. Bitcoin's on the way up. We're above 14,000, but please just be prepared. Once Bitcoin begins getting overextended from the 50-day moving average or on the weekly chart, we start really getting up there in the overbought territory, just be prepared for a dip. And if you're keen on accumulating Bitcoin on the way up in a bullish environment, those are the dips you're going to want to be prepared for. So that's kind of why I do these videos, to be prepared for those things. Either way, we're still waiting for that bull market confirmation, 16,300. It's the 786 on this long-term Fibonacci retracement. Bitcoin has just been creeping up. We've been talking about that area for so long on this YouTube channel, and we are only around 14% away from that channel, everyone. I just wanted to give you a little update on what Bitcoin is doing right now amidst elections, amidst everything going on in the world. You can look at the volatility S&P 500 index, the fear index, not Bitcoin, but the markets just, you can just see what's happening. There's a lot of indecisiveness in terms of what's going on. We know we had this huge uptick, and this is on the weekly chart. We had this huge uptick back in March. Obviously, we've continued to consolidate back down since then, as anticipated. The question is, how is elections going to play into all this? And will there truly be correlation on these charts in terms of Bitcoin? If you look at the daily chart, you can see the fear index actually going back down in the last few days. You can see S&P is up 3% right now with a little bit of a bounce. Is that playing into Bitcoin charts right now? What is Bitcoin going to do? How's it going to react to everything going on in the world? Sometimes Bitcoin just doesn't care, right? And sometimes it just does what it's going to do. And the biggest thing is, if you look at the weekly chart for Bitcoin, and I'm going to go back to the weekly here. If you look at this chart for Bitcoin, Bitcoin is primed in terms of just purely technical analysis. Bitcoin is primed to enter the bull market, as it did post 2016 halving right here. Bitcoin was getting ready to enter. Bitcoin is post 2020 halving, getting ready to enter, testing the bull market doors. Everyone, I'm just showing you the data. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just having some fun with it. Time for me to get back to some recruiting. I hope you're having an awesome day out there. The world is crazy. Smile, look up at the sky, enjoy it, take a deep breath, relax, hit that subscribe and that like. It means a lot. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.